Hi, I'm Dan Reinecke with Unknown Media, and today I'm going to tell you how to take a portrait with a blurred background. Now this is actually a very simple technique. There are just a few things that you need to keep in mind while shooting. These include your aperture, your subject's distance from the camera, and the subject's distance from the background. Now if you open up your aperture to an f2, your background will almost always be blurry. But your depth of field will also be so small, you'll run the risk of having an out-of-focus photo. In order to avoid this happening, what you're going to need to keep in mind is your subject's distance from both the camera and the background. If your subject is directly in front of your background, the background won't be nearly as blurry as when your subject is 10 feet away from the background. So I always keep my subjects at least 7 feet in front of the background itself. Another thing is the subject distance from the camera. The closer your subject is to the camera, the smaller the depth of field will be. So, if your aperture is set to an f4 and your subject is 5 feet from the camera, your depth of field may be around 2 feet of acceptable focus. But if your talent is 10 feet from the camera, the depth of field will increase to around 5 feet of acceptable focus. So when shooting your portraits, just keep in mind your aperture, the subject distance from the background, and the subject's distance from your camera, and you'll have a blurry background. I'm Dan Reinecke. Take your best shot.